Welcome everyone to Meet the Club's Fall 2020 of Virtual Experience Club and Organization Leaders Informational Night. We are so excited to have you join us tonight in our first ever Info Night, which we hope you will find helpful in learning more about Fall Meet the Clubs and get the opportunity to ask any questions you may have regarding the event. Let's start off with some introductions. I'll let Nikia go first.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Nikia McWilliams. I'm the coordinator for clubs and organizations and leadership programs. Before we start, I just want to give a really great big thank you to our student assistant, Justin Gonzalez. He is all caps amazing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Salazar. I'm the activities coordinator for clubs and organizations and leadership programming, and I echo Nikia's sentiment and really giving kudos to Justin for putting this together.
Thank you both. Hi, everyone. My name is Justin Gonzalez, and I'm the student assistant for clubs and organizations. As many of you may know, this fall, Meet the Clubs will be dividing into two phases. Phase 1 will be Introduction to Meet the Clubs, which will be available starting August 25th. During this phase, students will have the chance to watch 1 to 2 minute organization introduction videos that you will all provide us. They will also be able to view fun facts, social media handles, contact information, and other information regarding your organization through Mattisync. We highly suggest you update your organization's Mattisync page with any and all information you would like students to receive. The team and I are more than happy to assist you with that. Phase 2, A Week to Meet the Clubs, will begin on September 1st and end on September 4th. This is the interactive phase of the event where organizations will be hosting live 1-hour Zoom question and answer sessions for interested students during a scheduled time determined by the organization. Students will also have the opportunity to navigate to and from different Zoom sessions depending on their interests and what organizations are hosting a live session.
We are currently establishing an event website which will host all components of the event, including 1, information about Fall Meet the Clubs and how students can best experience that event. 2, links to participating organizations' Mattisync profiles where students can view introduction videos, contact organizations for more information, request to join an organization, and receive social media information, etc. 3, an event schedule will be posted with Zoom links to all participating organization question and answer sessions. We ask that you encourage other organizations and students to follow us on Instagram at CSUN_CO. This is important as we will release access information about the Fall Meet the Clubs website and platform information through our Instagram.
Okay, so we'd like to now go over the first step in RSVPing your organization for the event. So the video submission process. We ask that you create a 1 to 2 minute video describing your organization and try to be creative and make it fun. Please make sure you prepare a transcript which needs to be submitted with your Mattisync form. The video must be filmed horizontally and be 1 to 2 minutes in length. File size must be no more than 5 gigabytes. And as far as video resolution, we prefer 1080p. However, 720p is also okay. Once you have created your video, you will need to access the My CSUN box and upload it to your files. After it is uploaded, make sure to share it with MIC clubs at csun.edu. All videos will be reviewed by the C&O team before being approved and posted. There's a tutorial video posted in Fall Meet the Clubs news article on Mattisync.
After submitting your video, it is time to create and schedule your organization's Zoom session. You will be required to create a 1-hour Zoom session during the following dates and times. You must pick one day and then pick one time slot that your organization is available. There is no limit on availability of time slots as there may be multiple organizations hosting live at the same time. It is important that you keep in mind the following Zoom meeting requirements. The session must be set up with MTC 2020, all one word, as the password. This is all caps, and remember the password is case sensitive. Make sure to title the meeting with your organization's name. The maximum number of participants is 300 per Zoom, only if you create your Zoom session using your CSUN login.
The final step in the RSVP process is logging into Matasync and filling out the Fall 2020 A Week to Meet the Club's organization RSVP form. You can use the following QR code to take you directly to this Matasync form. Please understand that before filling out this form, you should have the Zoom meeting link and ID available. Your introduction video should already be submitted to the My CSUN box and have your video transcript ready to upload directly to this form. After you have submitted your introduction video and Matasync form, a representative from the C&O team will review it, make sure everything is correct and appropriate, and then you will receive a confirmation email via Matasync once your submission is approved. You will need to check your you may need to check your notifications section of Matasync if the alerts within Matasync have not been enabled.
Okay, so deadlines and helpful hints. The deadline to submit your introduction video in Matasync form is August 7th at 11:45 p.m. I'll repeat that one more time, August 7th at 11:45 p.m. Please visit the Fall Meet the Clubs news article for helpful information on RSVPing and the submission process. You can also use the QR code to take you directly there.
So we have some good news that came in through AS. The associated students, they have a chair of finance and an assistant chair of finance that have been working really hard to organize their website to be more efficient for student access. So if you go to the AS website, csun.edu/AS/finance, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. This screen is, like I said, this website is still being updated, but if some of you are still having trouble figuring out what the difference between supplemental funding is, the annual budget, and how to request those types of funding, this will give you an explanation of that. They also have created a link that will allow you, once you make the request, to check up on all updates and where you are in the process. The one thing that they're about to add is information on, so that you can get a better understanding of what your agency account is. Okay, and so the wonderful thing about it is they're not just going to give you a website, they're also going to put together a CSUN Finance 101 instructional, I think they're calling it a webinar. There is no date set yet, but they do know that they will be taking place in August of 2020.
The Resident Hall Association will be hosting a virtual block party. However, this will be much smaller and limited as it has been in the past. They're only allowing 24 organizations in total participate. It will consist of 2 Zoom links running simultaneously for the entire event. There will be 4 organizations per hour per Zoom link, and each organization will be on for 15 minutes. Organizations will have 10 minutes for introductions and a short overview, and then have 5 minutes for Q&A. There will be 2 RHA executive board members facilitating the meeting. You can RSVP now using the QR code, which takes you directly to the event page on Matasync. Signups for participation are on a first come, first served basis.
And then before we get into the Q&A section, I just wanted to address kind of the whole situation that we're going through, right? Which is fall virtual Meet the Clubs. In our discussions, Justin, Nakia, and I, when we were first talking about this, we were, like a lot of you, we were bummed out that, you know, this wasn't happening in person. And we were thinking of the challenges that are going to come and how it kind of, you know, it's unfortunate that we're living through this time. But then we shifted our mindset when we realized that we're living through history, right? This is creating history. We're making history by doing a virtual Meet the Clubs. And everybody who's a part of this call right now has the chance to make history within their club. As a matter of fact, we are moving towards a more technology-focused society. So right now you have the opportunity to do virtual advertisement, to connect with speakers on the East Coast that you otherwise wouldn't have. You have a lot more opportunity that you think, and we really, really, really want you to buy into this virtual Meet the Clubs, because yes, we can try to get students to sign up and join your organizations, but it really is going to be a collective effort that involves everybody. That's going to make this event a success. So we really just want you to understand the impact that your words have, and we hope you're as excited as the virtual Meet the Clubs as we are.
Thank you, Alex. We've now arrived at the question and answer portion of the event. Please go ahead and use the raise hand feature, and we will go down the list to answer everyone's questions. However, if we do run out of time, please reach out to us via email at micclubs@csum.edu. Let me go ahead and stop the screen share. Awesome. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to raise your hand. And I see Wendy Young.
Hi, so I'm a leader in a club that hasn't been officially registered on Madisync yet, just because we started it in March of 2020, right before everything closed down. So I was wondering with the process for a club that, you know, we have a sponsor, we've taken Coast, we just don't have a Madisync page yet. So I was wondering how we're going to be able to register for this.
Do you want me to take this, Justin, or do you want to take this?
Oh yeah, please, yeah.
So re-registration has not opened yet. And so we've always allowed student orgs who are not currently registered to participate in these types of recruitment events. That will not change. The thing is, every student and every faculty and staff who have a CSUN login can log into Madisync and reserve for the event. What will happen is when it asks you to put an organization that you're affiliated with, your organization will not pop up if it hasn't re-registered for the 2019-2020 school year. In that case, because you're affiliated with our portal, you'll see MIC clubs and organizations pop up. And so you'll register for this event using that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question. So our club, we've been getting some requests from our Madisync, but how do they know about our club even when we haven't had the club night yet? So we're kind of confused about all these requests that we're getting from different people that we don't know.
Yeah, so typically students might be requesting to join your organization through Madisync or trying to get more information. That sometimes might happen because we sometimes have students that are jumping ahead and going through Madisync and looking through and looking at the organizations that they're interested in. If you are receiving these requests, I highly suggest responding back or seeing if they would like more information on your organization. However, this event will actually be able to do that for all these students, and we'll have a website and we'll be directing students to come to this website so that way they'll be able to be familiarized with your organization. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
It's
Awesome.
very
Thank
important
you.
for you to know, all of you to know that we are working diligently to partner with different entities on campus to help get the word out about your organizations and other engagement opportunities on campus. So we are all working collectively to get the word out about Madisync. So we are driving students to Madisync. So make sure that you keep your information up to date. And so students will be, anyone who has access to Madisync can research organizations, can request to join organizations, unless your organization is frozen or there's some other reason why your organization is not appearing on Madisync.
Okay, thank you.
Gabby?
Hi, friends. Hope you're doing well.
Hi.
Hi. I just had a question, just a clarifying question. So when we're filling out the form on Madisync, you said to select a date and select a time. is there an assumption that we're allowed to do more than one Zoom date and time, or that we're only going to be doing one out of those dates and times?
So you're only going to be doing one. And what I mean by that is you're more than welcome to have multiple ones for your program on your own accord. However, you'll be only picking one time slot for us, and we will be promoting that one time slot on our website.
Copy that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Giggles Klein.
Hi. So my question is for Meet the Club for RHA Block Party. Let's say my club already signed up. How do we know if we made it into the top 24? Is there a confirmation email, or if we just don't get anything, are we to assume we didn't make it in, or how do we know?
Yes, thank you so much for asking. So currently we're waiting for more submissions to come in, and obviously we'll have the date, it'll be timestamped. And then once we get all that information in, we'll be sending it to RHA, and RHA will be contacting those organizations that did make it a couple weeks before the actual event to let them know what time and all the details as far as how it's going to work out.
Okay, thank you.
Sandra?
Hi, I had two questions. So sorry. But one is a clarifying of the question asked right before Giggles' question. So the one session is for the block party or for the Meet the Clubs?
So the one session is for Meet the Clubs. Block Party is an entirely different event that RHA is hosting, and they're doing on their own accord through their own kind of 7 to 10 is the time frame, and they'll be assigning the time or coordinating with the organization on what time they would like to present. However, Meet the Clubs is you just pick one time slot, and it's all up to whatever's available for your organization and whenever you're free.
Okay, perfect. And then the other question I had is when will registration be open for clubs to re-register? I think that's a question for Nakia.
We are still waiting final approvals on that. We're as anxious as you are. We're hoping that it's going to come soon, but we've been hoping it's going to come soon every day since semester ended. So, but as soon as we know, we're going to let you know through our Instagram. It will be the fastest way. As soon as we know, we're going to send it out through Instagram. And after that, we'll send it out through other avenues. But if you follow us on Instagram, csun_CO, you'll be the first to hear.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Debbie?
Hi. So my question is the only way that students are going to get our information is through Matasync, and are we going to put our link on Matasync and that's how they're going to access it, or is it going to be through your website specifically?
So we're going to go into your Matasync page after you've RSVP'd, and we'll go ahead and grab the link from your Matasync page and post it onto our website. I highly suggest utilizing Matasync, your organization's About page, and inputting social media handles, everything from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. There's so many applications that you could actually put in your handles in. So that way, once students arrive to that organization About page, they'll actually be able to select and go to those various social media websites. If that's another way that you would like to kind of communicate with students and kind of show your recognition.
Can I add something?
Thank you. Oh,
yeah. So
sorry. And one more question. Will you guys be sending the presentation through email as well? Because I feel like the beginning was a little fast. I didn't get all the dates down as well.
Yes, so we're actually recording this session right now because there are a lot of students who weren't, unfortunately, not able to join us. We will be posting this hopefully by the end of this week on our YouTube, and we'll definitely be sharing it through our Instagram, notifying everybody that this video is up for you all to view.
We want to make one major recommendation in that, yes, we will be posting a schedule of all of the events that you let us know for all the participating organizations for the Zoom sessions will be posted on our website in a grid, a schedule. But we also want to make a major recommendation that you create an event through our event function of Matasync, so that that event with the Zoom link and password also show up in Matasync events. We want to see lots of C&O events on Matasync. Right now, it's all USU. We love the USU, but we want to see more clubs and org events on there too.
Yeah, that's a great idea. One last thing that I want to add. I know that Meet the Clubs, is usually for like transfer students or like new incoming students. Is that someone that we're still targeting, or are you guys just reaching out to, like previous students and trying to teach them how to use the Madison?
We want everybody to be involved. We're trying to reach out to any and all students that we can, and we definitely can't do that without the help of all of you awesome organizations, and trying to pull in everybody and anyone that you know and can try to recruit through various virtual methods, whether it's through social media or email. But yeah. Was that it?
Yes, thank you.
We received
Also,
sorry,
that's okay. I'm jumping in. We're putting together an incentive program. We want to incentivize engagement. So I wanted to tell you all that we are going to be trying to take on some of the funding costs for you, for advertisement or promotion as incentives. So we would love for you to give us some recommendations on what you think we could purchase on your behalf or provide to you that would assist you in engaging the campus community, in getting involved with your organization, coming to an event, especially, a virtual event. We really want to see lots of those happening. And so we are putting together an incentive program right now, and we want your suggestions on what you think we should provide. You can provide those suggestions through email at micclubs@csun.edu.
I think that's a great idea.
Oscar Flores. Oscar, did you have a question?
Yeah. I was wondering, how can we update the Madison page, like our organization's Madison page? Like, how can we put new information on there? Because when I go to my organization, I don't have anything.
Yeah, so there is, if you go to Madison, Madison does have a YouTube channel that has a bunch of tutorials on how to utilize Madison. To add to that, you can manage typically next to your icon or your profile picture, there's these little squares, and you could click on it and it'll allow you to click manage if you are a president or a primary for an organization. And if that is not the case, then you would also have to have somebody switch the roster on your organization's profile, and then give you access to that and be able to make updates to the organization's profile.
Oh, yeah, all right, thank you, makes sense.
We hope that you will utilize the tutorials that Madison provides and that we've created. We also want you to write down this email address. It's madison@csun.edu. We have a student assistant who manages our Madison, and he's an expert. He's amazing. I mean, not as amazing as Justin, just kidding. No, they're both amazing. And so if you need a little bit more help, email madison@csun.edu.
Was that it for you, Oscar? Or do you have any more questions?
That was my only question. Thank you.
Thank you. Lizette?
Hi, I didn't know if this was already discussed, but I wanted to know by when do we have to update the Madison?
That's a great question, and we actually didn't mention it, but we're looking at around August 14th for you to update your Madison's page. However, again, this event won't really be open or like students won't actually start seeing the links and stuff until August 25th. But we highly, highly suggest you do update that before then. And I will be sending out an email after August 7th with details and on how to update that profile and what are some great tips and tricks that you can do to best utilize that feature.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I
Miriam?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Nikki, go ahead.
We just had a call with NCOD, I think 2 days ago, and they made us aware that, you know, we need to recommend and encourage you when you start to advertise for your event, your Zoom session, that you put on the all advertisement that students should reach out to us, the C&O team, if they need accommodations. We will have a link on the same grid that we provide the schedule for students who need accommodations to click on and email NCOD directly. And we do plan on having interpreters available for the entire week. We're already going to reserve that for them. They just need to let the interpreters know where they will be and at what time. And so if you will put on your advertisement that they need to do that 5 days before the event, before your event, that will be extremely helpful to us.
Thank you, Nikia. And while you're speaking, could you please elaborate on the Shine Leadership Conference? We're receiving a couple questions in regards to what is going on.
Yes. So the Shine, all of the information about Shine will be also available to you through Instagram. We are currently planning. And so there's major changes happening, as you can imagine. So many of the universities within the CSU system, or the statewide, are coming together to do the state-centered policies and procedures in the form of a conference, which will allow us to pool together our funding and really do something I hope will be spectacular. So Shine will take place on two levels. There will be a statewide conference that will be virtual. And then we will have things that are specific to CSUN. We're going to be calling it the Shine Session Series. And we have a call out for sessions right now of campus partners so that we can make sure our student leaders are aware of all the campus-wide policies and procedures. So that will be level 2. Level 1, statewide, and level 2 will be campus. All will be virtual. I believe that the conference will probably be live, and definitely the workshop series or the series that we put together, we're gonna have a launch date, but you'll be able to access it whenever you want. They'll be pre-recorded. We may have an end date, like a final date that we need you to have watched them by so that you can be productive on campus. But all of that information will be, once it's set, will be made available to you through our Instagram account.
Thank you, Nikia. Miriam, you're up next.
Hello, thank you guys for hosting this. I actually have 2 questions. My first one would be, if we are a club that has events that are private, basically only exclusive to our members, is there any way to still post on Matasync where only our members will get the information for events?
Yes, so that is a great question, and yes. What you would have to do is make sure that all your members join your organization's portal. And once they do that, you can create articles, events, or messages that are directly, that are private and only available for just your members.
Okay. Awesome. And do you guys have a YouTube video or something that says the process exactly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you go on to Matasync on our main page, you'll see a little, I think it's a yellow square box. It'll say Matasync's YouTube channel. You could go ahead and click on that, and there's all the tutorials on how to utilize Matasync. And we'll see if we could try to get the URL into the chat, and then maybe that'll be easier for you as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Justin. And for my second question, I received an email from Matasync. It was about California's inaugural student leadership summer mixer. I had never heard of it before. I just wanted to see if it was actually from Matasync, or yeah, can you just expand a little bit on that, please?
Yeah, so
You-
that, oh, sorry, I'm trying to turn off my fan before. That is actually, I believe, in collaboration with the state side, the statewide conference. The same folks who are going to be basically behind the scenes of the conference have put together this mixer. So it's actually going to be a statewide mixer for all student leaders. So it'll be a great opportunity for you to get out, you know, to network with student leaders across the state.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I went ahead and put in the link in the chat, the link to Madison's YouTube channel. Let me go ahead and make sure that's there. But next person, Michelle.
Hi. I want to receive a little bit more clarification because I am in the process of re-registering my organization. But then on Meet the Club, it says, what organization are you presenting? My organization is not listed. So earlier I got the conception that we organize under MIC, but now I'm not too sure. I just don't want to organize or plan Meet the Clubs under the guise of another organization or do something a little bit illicit. So what should I do in that process? Suppose that the registration period has not opened and we have to submit our video, our prompt and all that other stuff, and it hasn't opened. What should we do?
Nikia, do you want to answer that?
Okay, so I'm not sure if I completely understand your question, but let me try and then you can let me know if I heard you right, okay? So re-registration is not open right now. So if you are able to fill out a form right now, it's because you probably started it in 2019 for the 2019-2020 academic year and then didn't submit it. So it's still available to you, but no one, I mean, there's no new registration form available. We're creating it right now. We're waiting for final approval to post it for you to check out. If you finish that form, it really won't help because it's for the 2019-20 school year. So I wouldn't even worry about that. Meet the Clubs, that form will not prevent you from participating in Meet the Clubs this year. What you'll do is when you complete the form, when it says, tell me what organization you're representing, you will click on one of the other things that pop up, which should be MIC Clubs and Orgs, because you're part of our portal.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that answers my question fully. Thank you.
Thank you. Alexandra?
Hi, yes, I have two questions. First one is about the YouTube link. I think you already answered that though. You said that the channel name is on Madison.
Yes, and I actually just put it in the chat as well.
Oh, thank you. And also the last question is about the RHA block party. Just to clarify, is it in person or is it a virtual meeting only?
No, it is only virtual. I will definitely stress that, and I can't stress it enough. It is virtual. It's only, I don't want to say it is in person for residents. However, the way, I'm not quite sure how they're going about it, but they are following all CDC guidelines. But yes, the portion that deals with clubs and organizations is only virtual.
Okay. Do you know who we may have contact with about that, just in case?
Yeah, so I believe it is, I will get their email into the chat.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Joanna?
Yeah, hi. I have a follow-up question about the summer mixer. Do you guys happen to know the layout of that conference? If like there's a list of organizations so that we know who to network with and who we can connect with?
You know, I'm hoping to get more information about that soon. I know the link went out. When the link went out, I got an email saying more information soon to come. And so as soon as I get more information, I'm going to make sure you all get it. So make sure that you follow us on our Instagram at csun_co.
Okay, thank you.
Lizette, do you have another question?
No, I'm sorry. Do I still have my raised hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let me take it off.
No worries.
Thank you.
Miriam,
Sorry, same thing.
no worries. Giggles,
What if we didn't get the email for the Shine conference in relation? What if we've gone before and we've attended like the previous years, but we haven't received any emails in regards to the coming one?
Nothing has gone out so far, except for, when you heard me mention that a call for sessions went out. So that is for campus partners. And so those are folks who will be hopefully recording training sessions for you. And so that went out. We are going to put a program together. And once all of that is constructed, I will be sending out information to students for attendance. But all that information will come out through Instagram.
Okay, thank you.
sorry, I was trying to send in the RHA email. I went ahead and put the RHA president's email in the chat. Brianna?
Hi.
Hi.
A question. I don't know if you can answer about like the financial part of it. If you know how we will be able to collect dues from our members, because I know they still kind of want like cash deposits, but you know, since we're not going to be in person, how do you know how we will be able to do that?
Yes. So I know what we're working on. So we are working on a process for you because we do know that this is a challenge. This is a gap right now. It will be a virtual process. Once we have made it real, we will send that information out to you through Instagram. But no worries, we are putting a process together for you on that. AS, because all of your funds are held through AS, unless you've let us know that your organization, your national organization requires you to have off-campus bank. All of our student organizations who have accounts here at CSUN through AS, we're putting a process together for them. AS is creating a virtual office for, I believe it will probably start for the academic year. You will have access to meet with the students who are in charge of the finance, but also you'll be able to meet with AS accounting with regards to your agency account. So through that virtual office, they're updating their website right now with all of that information. As soon as it's available, they are also going to be marketing that and trying to promoting that and getting the word out to you through their Instagram page. We will also take what they create and we will post it on our Instagram page. We're all gonna be doing our best to get the word out to you.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you. Sandra?
Sorry, I have another question for you guys. Regarding MataSync and uploading different events and such, if we have a club email through CSUN, it's a CSUN email for our club, are we able to sign into MataSync and add events and such with that email and that account?
So did you want to get that, Justin? Okay.
I was gonna ask you, yeah.
So it depends on what you registered the organization with, which email. So for the 2019-2020 registration, whoever is the primary, whoever has the information, they're the ones who can update, or I'm sorry, whoever is the primary of the account or an officer will be able to update that. When re-registration opens again, that'll be the opportunity to change all that information if need be. In the meantime, if you need to change that, if there's a transition of officers or primary contact, you can reach out to matasync@csun.edu to help with that transition. So it really depends on what your situation is.
Okay, but then essentially whenever registration happens or whatever, if I can add that email for the club as another primary officer or whatever, so that one person is a president, one email is the club email, could I essentially create events and such from that club email? So I think you're on mute.
You're muted, Nikia.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Anyone who is a So you're, I believe, within each portal, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Vaughn, if you're on here, this would be a great time for you to introduce yourself. But I believe that each organization gets to give privileges of who can do what. And if you have privileges within your portal, you can create events, you can post news articles, you can do all of that. It doesn't matter about the email, as long as you're a member of the portal. And you have a privilege to do that.
All right, thank you so much.
That is correct, Nakia.
Thank you so much. Mai?
Hi, so this may be a little bit unrelated to Meet the Clubs, but we were just wondering as an organization, what are some ways that we can make our meetings a little bit more enjoyable or fun? Or like to keep member retention, things like that.
So I'll talk about it and then Akia, what you want to say. There's a lot of functions that Zoom has that we just discovered because we had a staff professional staff day, kind of like team builders. And one, you can try to introduce some of those team builders. Two, I don't know if you know, but there's like annotation features within Zoom. So if you wanted to put a whiteboard and have like an interactive component to your Zoom call, you can have that. Again, one of the things that we recommend doing is having speakers that you otherwise wouldn't, or perhaps a virtual movie night. I know people are doing that, but Zoom actually has on YouTube all of their tutorials for free. So how to annotate, how to make other people host, how to have breakout rooms in order to have like little groups, and maybe you can have I don't know, like a modified version of an escape room. But there's a lot of things that you can play around with Zoom, and they're building in features continuously. So I would recommend definitely checking those out. And then Akia, if you want to add anything else.
Yeah, so Zoom is providing opportunities for you to learn how to really make the Zoom experience more engaging. I enjoy sharing the sharing screen option, playing music, sending things out to your members prior to the meeting so that the discussions don't have to drag on, so that they can be prepared. What we do as a team is we set standards. So we've set standards within our org of, our decorum, what we want our decorum to be. I mean, you could get fancy and say, we want to use these backgrounds, or we're gonna wear our shirts. You can set your own, guidelines on how you want your Zoom meetings to work. I suggest having some kind of culture that you create. It's a great, like Alex explained before, it's a great opportunity to practice with managing remote teams. This is not going to be the only time. If you choose to be a supervisor in your career, you're most likely going to be managing remote teams. And so learning these different techniques and skills on how to make the Zoom meeting or the digital meetings work for you, it will be an opportunity for you to practice and learn the different techniques that are out there, the different tools that are out there to make the meetings engaging, so that you can take that knowledge with you into your career.
All right, thank you so much.
What I wanted to add, because Alex talked a little bit about it, I'm going to put it in the chat, but the AS is doing virtual team building. And this will be something that student organizations will have access to for free. And so you can go on you can go online and see their form. They're finalizing some of their programming around it, which was what we were doing with our training last week. But as you're preparing your upcoming term, I would encourage that you look at incorporating some of this programming with your leadership team, and then when you bring in your general body members, that you incorporate some of that as well, because they can do a train the trainers where you learn how to facilitate some of these activities, but also you can invite them in to facilitate that, to help that community building part, which I think is very important for you to establish early on this semester.
Thank you so much. And another thing to add, AS is also doing club highlights this semester, and they really would love to have a lot of organizations sign up for this, and I'm also going to put that link in the chat. They'll be hosting or advertising organizations, several of them throughout the weeks during the semester. We think it's very useful, and now more than ever, I think your organization will get a great use out of it. Does anybody else have any other questions? No.
So before we finish, I just want to plug Red Academy. Red Academy will be happening again this year. And so if you want to hone in on some of your leadership skills, Red Academy is a great opportunity. Also, we have virtual workshops and trainings that will be posted. We currently have some on delegation, on cultural humility, on how to transition in this uncertain environment with our VUCA workshop series. And we're taking suggestions. So if we hear from you, as we hear from you, that there's a consistent challenge that many of our student organizations are facing, we're happy to work with you as a group, as individuals, to help you through this. We want you to be successful this year. And so we're here for you, we're listening to you, and we want to provide for you what you need.
And to answer Miriam's question, so the Red Leadership Academy, it stands for Reflect, Engage, and Demonstrate. And so that's actually the academy that I'm in charge of for the fall semester, well, for this year. And basically what the academy is, it's a series of workshops that help you enhance your skills as a leader. So it helps you create buy-in, it helps your club create SMART goals. Last year we had a couple of speakers come in from the Career Center. And it's basically just an opportunity to meet with other student leaders and to be able to identify the same challenges that you're facing, and then kind of in a group dynamic discuss what those challenges are, talk about potential solutions, and then implement those solutions. So it's a really, really good soundboard, especially for all of you who are on this call who are already recognized student leaders. To be able to meet up. Last year we had AS senators who were part of it. We had a resident advisor. We had somebody who was a university ambassador, somebody who was a peer mentor. So really, really great, great folks who are a part of it. So if that interests you in any way, you can look on Madisync for the Red Leadership Academy, and then also you can reach out to me, and then I just put my email right there, and I can go ahead and forward you the link.
Thank you. And I believe someone asked, where can they find these workshops? These workshops can be found in the MIC Clubs portal on Madisync. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link to our events. They're all the workshops are created as events, and you'll be able to just click on that event, and then just the videos there, as well as I think a post survey, I believe. But Jacob, you had a question?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that we won't be able to host any events or fundraising events on campus anymore, right?
No. Or Nikki, would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, so on campus, no, but virtually, yes. So we've always had CSUN Funder. It's an opportunity that is virtual, it's always been available. Now, I think more students will use it. And I really believe that it makes more money than the on-campus, laborious types of fundraisers. And so there's information about CSUN Funder in our resource page of our website, but also if you go through, I believe it's Alumni Association, we're asking them to host a training on CSUN Funder at the Shine workshop series. So there'll be more information, virtual information about that. But if you want to get started now, you could reach out directly to CSUN Funder and the Alumni Association. They're the ones who have been promoting this. It's not new, but I think that when situations change, it kind of highlights, it brings to the surface things that we normally wouldn't take advantage of that actually are better, what we're used to every day.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was definitely going to go ahead and let you know that as a virtual university, there will not be the hosting of activities on campus while we are virtual. And so creating opportunities within the virtual environment is a lot of what we're knowing that you as student leaders will be able to do, and will be able to create the kinds of experiences for your current members and those students who are interested in joining your organization over the course of this next year. But there will be other opportunities for organizations to get resources to help with programming as the year unveils itself. So the thing I think that will be important as a leader is to make sure that you are going into your Mattisync, that you're looking at news feeds to see new information that's being shared with you, that you're reading communications that might come out via Mattisync to you as a student leader, so that you can avail yourself of the opportunities that will meet your organizational needs over the course of this next academic year as more and more programming rolls out. One of the things that I did just also post, and I'll repost it again, is the for this summer, and I'm actually doing two things at once, but for this summer, there's been lots of professionals within the CSU, the University of California system, and the California Community College system meeting to talk about programming. So they are planning what's called a mixer, and I know it's been announced, but I wanted to let you know that it's posted in Mattisync. I included the link because if you're interested in attending the statewide mixer, it's going to be on August the 13th. And it's just a great way to start meeting students from other institutions and kind of seeing how they're navigating leading their organization. And I would encourage everyone that's on this call to, if it fits within your schedules, to go ahead and register for the event. Registration does close on August 3rd, which is a week from yesterday, this upcoming Monday, so that there can be enough facilitators to help support creating the kind of engaging experience that we're hoping our students from across the state of California would benefit from.
Thank you, Vicki. Miriam or Jacob, did you have another question? Sorry.
Actually, I do. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's no more, so I just want to, so that we're not doing on campus anything, so no tabling, everything is online. How will we advertise? Was it through our Mattisync that we're advertising all of our events that we decide to do online?
Yes, so there's no events on campus, and yes, we highly suggest. We know Mattisync has been available for a couple of years now, but I think now is the time to really utilize Mattisync to its fullest potential. You can do a magnitude of things on there, just like promoting events and coordinating events with students on there. And so I highly suggest utilizing Mattisync any way that you can, and also social media. I know a lot of our organizations have social media pages, and whether it's creating Instagram Live or creating polls and trying to keep students engaged during this time, I think is very beneficial.
Okay, and I also know that a lot of clubs, they thrive on social interactions, gatherings, meetings, group ups. So after we recruit students or have students join our club, where do we go from there? Are we allowed to reach out to them and ask them to come over anywhere or meet up somewhere, or is there a rule to keep everything online?
We're asking all student orgs to keep everything within the guidelines of social distancing. So the wonderful thing about this environment, I mean, this happened, but we have so many tools to remain engaged through Zoom, through Google Meets. There's a number of ways to meet and to play, to continue to, I've seen like dance offs, I mean, people are getting creative, and the tools exist. We are right now trying to figure out how to curate even more for you to have access to. As we come up with new ideas and we figure out things, and we know that there are gaps, there's going to be gaps for you. We know that. As we figure those gaps out, we will get that information out to you through Mattisync News and through our Instagram. But we hope that you also will be exploring these different tools that are out there and giving us suggestions, we'll work together to make this work. Because like you, we want this to be a successful year, a very engaging year. And look at this as an experiment. You know, I hope that it's not a long one, but I really want you to take advantage. I was talking to a student group earlier, I think Cheyenne is online, who does gaming. And so I was like, you know, how often are you able to speak to someone in another country or have someone from another country come and speak to your organization about games that are taking place in their country? This is an opportunity to like really open the door to things that you normally wouldn't do. How many people would go to that? I mean, I'm not even a gamer, and I would go to that if you had another country talking about the different games that they do that Americans may not be aware of. Or, I mean, the list goes on of different things that you can do that you might not have done if we were on campus. And this is the experimental year to test those things out.
Thank you, Nakia. Did you have anything else to add, Jacob?
Pretty much it's all about learning to navigate this new online environment, learning to be creative, and to explore like the different options we have, huh?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Yeah, hopefully this will be a fun experiment, and hopefully we can use it as an opportunity to open more up. But thank you guys for answering my question. I think that's it for now.
Thank you. I have faith, and I mean, if we're all on board, I think we definitely can make this year very interesting and memorable for a lot of our students. Because it's, you know, we can't give up just because we're virtual. We could still engage just as we're engaging right now. But yes, so Miriam, did you have a question?
Yes, sorry I keep asking so much, but
no worries.
Really short questions. One, fundraisers that are off campus, like ones at food businesses, if these things are still happening, personally, like I don't see it being a problem but I don't know, I just wanted to make sure, like, is that something that can happen if a business is allowing it and someone wants to go, or we can't do anything at all with our school associated with something like that that's off campus?
Nakia, would you like to answer that?
Sure. Our recommendation is going to continue to be to follow the social distancing requirements that are required of all of us by the state. If that changes, if policies change, and if, you know, if things change, then we will totally welcome that. But right now, it's just too dangerous for us to say, you know, just because one restaurant is allowing you to do that, that you should jump in and do that. I just don't feel comfortable making that recommendation until, you know, our state and our guidelines and the university has said we're no longer following the social distancing guidelines.
That makes sense. Understandable. Thank you. And sorry, the last question. I noticed you mentioned CSUN Funder, and you said it's something that always has been taking place, but we just never really knew about it too much. Just to clarify, we can do any type of fundraiser through this. Like if it's, for example, like we want to do a fundraiser that we want to donate to a charity, for example, is that something we can run through this program?
So
I think, I'm sorry. There are some things related to how different funds can be set up. And so when you talk about fundraising for another entity, I think we would probably have to defer to the Alumni Association to see how that could be set up. I think you would have to receive the money and then donate it. But let's get some clarification on that, because I think that might be one of the challenges with Funder being a through way for you to collect money that gets recorded on the university side that then gets donated to someone else. But let's get some information and be able to follow back up with you with that, Marian.
Okay, thank you so much, Vicky. Thank you for everyone for answering my questions. That's it for me.
Thank you.
I have a quick question as well. Because you did mention about the fundraising. Regarding that, what if instead of meeting like in a restaurant and stuff, if they did like a drive-through thing where like as in like the the restaurant or the place that you decided to fundraise, they like made a code or something where like people can like pick it up. Is that fine to do? Or like,
Yes, that sounds like it would fit within the social distancing guidelines. And so I don't think that that would be an issue. It's just the collection of the gathering of people is where the red flags come. But I think that, you know, drive-throughs and online order.
like the curbside pickup?
Yeah, I think that all falls within the guidelines of social distancing.
That's what I was referring to as well when I said fundraisers. I meant something like that, where it would just be like code related or something. So that's okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Lizette, did you have a question?
Well, from hearing everything, I was gonna ask a question because I work at the Women's Research and Resource Center, and we have a food and toiletry pantry, and we are currently giving students still food, but we're not letting them in, and we're like dropping stuff off like in the door so they can stay in their car and they can grab it, you know. So can we continue that for like the school semester?
Yes, these entities are department entities, and they are all under the same guidelines that we are, so they're getting the same information, and I would trust whatever they tell you you can do. So that is definitely within the guidelines of social distancing and in keeping people safe. We all still have to stay functional, and they are coming up with ways to do that within the guidelines. And so that sounds like it's definitely something that can continue.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I just have two. So Jacob, do you have a question? Or do you still have your hand raised?
Sorry. I'll lower my hand.
Thank you. If nobody else has one final question, I thank everybody for joining us today. I know we went over 7 minutes, but I'd rather answer everybody's questions and not leave anybody hanging. But thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to start getting those submissions in, and we look forward to the semester and seeing what all creative things and events that you all come up with. Alex and Nikki, if you have anything else you would like to add.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we really are excited for this semester, and we know that there are going to be tons of challenges that are presented to all of us who are on this call, but hopefully we can work together and figure it out. So thank you all for joining us again.
Yes, we all feel like you guys have a great team to have in this kind of a situation. Everyone on the C&O team is actually really excited by the challenge. We're down for the challenge. So let's work together. If you feel like there's something that you want to brainstorm or, you know, work through, reach out to us, reach out to the team. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to work with you. Stay encouraged.
And just before I end this, I want to let you all know that Madison will be sending out a event feedback email. And if you could all please take the time to fill that out. It's a quick little survey in regards to your experience during this event. But other than that, thank you all for joining us, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.